My name is Juan Francisco Samano Diaz, and this is Contemporary World Event 3. Some important events of the last decade. In 1990, Nelson Mandela was released after 27 years of imprisonment. In 1993, Bill Clinton becomes the President of the United States. In 1994, the United States invades Haiti. In 1997, the spacecraft Pathfinder lands on Mars. In 1998, the Central American hurricane kills around 10,000 people. In 1999, the HIV virus traced and the HIV virus and AIDS virus was thought to be originated from the chimpanzee. In 2001, the 9/11 World Trade Center attack. The Twin Towers were attacked on 9/11 of 2001. The total loss of life in this tragic event was almost 3,000 people. In 2004, the Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami, with a magnitude of 9.3 on the Richter scale, otherwise known as the Boxing Day tsunami, it killed around 203,000 people, and it's thought to be one of the deadliest natural disasters recorded in history. The globalization. The globalization is the development of an increasingly integrated global economy marked especially by free trade, free flow of capital, and the trapping of cheaper foreign labor markets. Globalization is the spread of products, technology, information, jobs across national borders and cultures. In economic terms, it describes an independence of nations around the globe fostered through the free trade. Terrorism. The internal terrorism is a violent criminal act committed by individual or a group who are inspired by or associated with designated terrorist organizations, nations, or even religions. Domestic terrorism is a violent criminal act committed by individual or a group to further ideological goal stemming from domestic influences such as those political, religious, social, racial, or environmental nature. Unipolar world. The unipolarism is the concentration of power in one single polar or nation. The United States of America, as an example, it's the most strict sense. This does not mean that the new superpower has absolute power over the entire world, but that it is considered as major player in an international affair. As such, the USA stands as the country with the strongest economy and military capacity in the world. The digital era, also called the Third Industrial Revolution, it is the era of digital electronic equipment that started around the 1980s and is still continuing. The digital revolution or informatics is another phenomenon that has marked our era since the invention of the television and the telephone. The continual development of the internet has also marked a profound change in education, on labor and personal level, becoming a monumental platform for converting information of any type. The widespread diffusion of telecommunications and computer technology that is creating entirely new ways of working and socializing as well as challenging and even destroying many others. Why did globalization emerge? The emergence of globalization was introduced to promote inherent wealth among all countries in the world. The United States has notably been identified as the leader in globalization after World War II. Main reasons that have caused globalization: improved transport, making global travel easier. For example, there has been a rapid growth in air travel, enabling greater movement of people and goods across the globe. This reduced the cost of intermodal transport, making trade cheaper and more efficient. In most cases, what caused the terrorist attacks of the 20th century. Political and social issue because the world wasn't stable enough after many wars and conflicts. Also, with globalization ideas were spreading and people all around the world started having new ideas between these ideas of solving problems with violence for making it fast and easier. That's why the number of terrorist attacks were up in the sky in these years. How does the end of the Cold War relate with the unipolar world? The world was bipolar because it was between socialism and capitalism, but at the end of the war of the Cold War meant that the winner was capitalism, United States of America. That's why capitalism since then practically dominates all the world, and by capitalism I mean United States, because as we seen before, it became the most important country in the world. Their decision was worth more than the others. How has the digital era included today's society? The internet itself has been transformed in its early days, which from a historical perspective are still relatively recent. It was a static network designed to shuffle a small freight of bytes or a short message between two terminals. It was a repository of information where content was published and maintained only by expert coders. Today, however, immense quantities of information are uploaded and downloaded over this electronic leviathan, and the content is very much our own. For now, we are all commentators, publishers, and creators. The emergence of Web 2.0 in the first decade of the 21st century was itself a revolution in the short history of the Internet, fostering the rise of social media and other interactive, crowd-based communication tools as Twitter, Facebook, or other social media. Thanks very much.